Welcome to Hemp Sister Nation, where you don't need a reservation. I said, Mama, hello, stand with open arms. Here to warn you with a one more time. Yeah, one more time, baby. Welcome to the nation. I said, welcome to the nation.
Hey girl, happy Thanksgiving.
Hello, welcome to the Hempy Hour, where we'll talk about whatever the fuck we want.
Happy New Year.
I am Gina, Mama Epps, with my very best friend.
Lolo Carter.
Together, we are the Hemp Sisters from the Hemp Sisters Nation, where we give zero fucks. And we would like you to come on that journey and us not giving a fuck.
What do you call when you have more than, you mean you have zero fucks, but you have so many zero fucks? Is it ever added to something else?
A multitude of zero fucks.
No, because 0 plus 0 plus 0 is always 0.
And times.
And times.
Damn you, Matt. Well, we'll figure it out, guys. We'll let you know.
Just comment, let us know.
Let us know what we should give a fuck about or not. This is coffee with vodka in it, if you want to know how this is starting this way.
And this is leftover blueberry cobbler in vodka.
It's now a martini.
It's now a martini.
That's how you keep the holidays going.
So you reuse your leftovers.
Some tips. Keep the holidays festive. Well, our last show, we talked about my Lolo's journey, her weight loss journey, but still journeying. We're 1 month later, and maybe we can give a couple updates.
Yes.
See where you're at.
I am an additional 14 pounds down.
In 4 weeks.
4 weeks. Yeah, just a little bit around 4 weeks. And what am I?
7.5 inches.
More inches.
So this is a total. Now this started at the end of August. So September, October, November. We are on exactly 3 months. First month was 12.75 inches. Second month was up to 22.5 inches. And now month 3, she is at 30 inches lost. Head to toe.
Yeah. And you can tell, like I know it's like when you're bigger, it's like hard, like, my mother kind of like, look at your face and everything changing, but everything is just
head to toe
changed.
Yeah.
Completely changed.
Now, would you say outside of your physical appearance and how you look, what else do you feel like has changed? What's coming along with this journey with you?
Yeah, a lot has changed. I feel like for the first time and maybe ever, even to some extent, I just feel me first. It's a weird feeling for me because it's not something I typically practice, but
well, if anything, it makes you uncomfortable.
It makes me uncomfortable. Right. For people to see that, not like doing things at home for myself, whatever, but to participate like that in your own life. So that's been interesting. But I think I feel like I'm like my own little cheerleader in that sense though, like I get up and it's just such small things, like I have like a list of like non-scale victory things that I want to do. And they're just getting like checked off, and it's just like, wow, I guess it's like, if you spend most of your life like not participating in a lot of things, you don't even realize you're missing them.
Well said.
But then you start to realize like, oh, I have been missing things. So now I feel like I'm kind of going to go through some kind of a reverse midlife crisis where like I want to like relive years in a very dramatic way, and
that's okay.
With my lessons learned, hopefully I'll stay in control. But
I am here for it, guys.
Yeah.
Whatever it means.
That's how old I am.
So
I'm videoing
fucking
it.
down.
That's how old I am.
So down.
Videoing it like this.
Yeah, I mean, side note, like I'm so proud of you. Like I'm so proud of you. Like literally bursting with pride. Yeah, because just taking control and it's not easy. It's not easy to, in your 40s to decide like, wait a second, this isn't working. I got to do a complete fucking 180 and deconstruct and reconstruct, and you're fucking doing it and you're living it.
Well, it is not just like the diet and the changes.
No,
it's like everything,
mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, like literally every aspect.
I'm just reinventing myself like in a very different way.
And we're only at halftime. You got the whole second half of your life. You know what I mean? There's so much time. There's so much time.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. There's so many things I wanted to do, and again, they're not out of my reach. It's just this discovery of like, how long I wanted to be like a massage therapist, like,
oh my gosh, decades,
forever.
Yeah.
And just life and things getting away. So I'm still kind of reevaluating that because I truly enjoy that. And I think that would be very profitable and even in another way, rewarding for me because it's, you know, a physical act. And I think, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and more entrepreneurial.
Yes.
You're on your own schedule, your own time
Exactly.
frame, whatever days you want, the clients you want. Like, yeah, that's nice.
But I'm also in a place too where there's like, you know, even though you can always start wherever you want to start and try new things and things like, for things like that where you're going to pull a career into it, you know, I really want to make like the last time I do this something valuable because I don't want to do this again when I'm 50, you know, and I'm getting there. So, you know,
not as quickly as I am,
just stumbling into it, you know, tits first. So
it always leads with the ass.
I always lead with the ass, I lead with the tits.
Together we're smoking hot.
Yes, all of it. All of it.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Yeah, it was solidate together.
Yes, for sure.
But yeah, so that's been fun. And I think just because of the surgery I had and the results and like what most people expect if they follow it the way you're supposed to follow it, like, you know, I think that it's just constantly rewarding because there's constantly loss happening. You know, so it's right now it's just keeps moving in that direction, and I'm sure it'll continue till I get to a place where I'm supposed to be.
Well, I'm glad that you talked about loss because I'm sure there's a lot of misconceptions when you do have a weight loss surgery. What does that mean? Do you feel like you've lost? Are you missing out? Is there food you can't eat? Is there stuff you don't enjoy anymore? Do you feel tortured at Thanksgiving? You know, is Christmas going to be a nightmare? You know what I mean? Let's get rid of some of these.
One of the biggest things I always saw going before I had the surgery, which was. Because remember, you have to think before you have the surgery, you only have a perspective of one thing in life. And that's like when you diet, you're hungry, like all these things of negative feelings come and then such a small reward a pound a week, whatever it is. You know?
Right, if you're lucky.
So like your mind is thinking about things that you think about before you have the surgery, you know, like, well, ever have pizza, guy. Remember having to say, I was like, oh my God, like
I gotta eat it now because I'm never
again gonna have it, you know? So like, because again, but the fucked up thing is, and again, not the fucked up thing, but for me, you know, and I hope like other people, it was like literally the wrong question to be asking, like completely the wrong question to be asking before the surgery. Because how do I want to explain this? Because of the surgery, those things don't actually matter.
Right. Well,
they just don't matter. So like, well, the old you would be like, well, yeah, of course that matters because I feel this way and this is what I feel when I want to eat all of that. But once this happened to me, it was like the thought of eating pizza, like almost made me want to vomit because I just physically know I couldn't handle it. Two, everything changed about my senses. Like my senses have completely changed, you know? I love it.
When you, like walking in here today, I'm slow cooking a beef roast.
Yeah.
Like, so it's, you know, garlicky and onion, you smell these smells. Did you walk in and think, oh, it smells nice, but didn't give a fuck? You know, was it more like
well, that's exactly
or before be like, oh, it smells so good.
Well, right. And it's part of the senses thing. So like walking, like it draws you to be hungry. I don't get hungry anymore. So while it smells good, it's not like you don't have that physiological response where you smell it, the stomach starts to growl.
Right.
The brain is getting the chemicals, you know, the
like
saliva.
when you opened the shrimp and pasta that you brought over. And I dove in head first, right between lunch and dinner.
What is this, gold?
Because there was no way I was not going to do that. You brought over a plate of heaven.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Thank you.
Yeah, so like it's just different response. And then like I told you, like to date, I have not had what I would call to be hungry, what I would consider, you know, to compare it to. So I don't wake up hungry. I don't, you know, wake up thirsty. I mean, none of these things that happen anymore. So my life is about scheduling and, you know, eating that way, like remembering to eat, remembering to drink. And, you know, thirsty is actually something I do get, but I don't get like dry mouth or whatever. Only thing that's changed is like I went from like only being able to take like little sips of things to like being able to, you know, drink water. Good. You know, and that's huge because you're like a baby like that. You know, like
that's tough.
When you're like hot and you want something cold, like you want to drink it. You want to like, you know, like a baby. So, but as far as that goes, like it's been helpful because it just controls. I just eat to eat, like,
right?
To, you know, to live. Like I need to eat this,
right?
You know,
keep your body going.
Today,
how was your energy?
Good.
Awesome.
Minus, I got some conflicts with the medication that I'm on. So I would say I don't have I'm not groggy anymore. When I get up in the morning, I get up in the morning.
Nice. Unless
I go back and I try to force myself. I mean, eventually I'll go back to bed or something. But most of the time it's like I'm up, you know. I just some like complications, I think, with the medicine. Just I'm on medicine to like keep my adrenaline down.
Okay.
And I think like you know, I'm over medicated there. Like my rate, you know, I told you, but like, yeah. So I mean, it's just, I think like the beta blockers I am on need to be like reevaluated because it's like too much. Like people should be excited sometimes. And, you know, like your heart
sometimes.
your heart should pump fast sometimes. Like you can't be at a steady 60, like all day, every day.
Right.
But I also contribute that to just the no sugar stuff and the diet.
Good point.
I feel like, I know it's going to sound like conspiracy and I don't give a shit.
We never have.
But, you know, there is so much truth to, I don't want to say this was like a fucking whack job. There's so much truth to the things that we eat, the things that we're exposed to, the things that we're drawn and marketed to eat and all these things, and what they do at a chemical level to us. Okay. And how that works. Okay. Because take it from somebody that literally had to like not eat anything with sugar for 4+ weeks, no caffeine. My diet now only has sugar. The fruit has it in there. Like this is like a fucking super treat, you know, as far as sweetness goes. I'm like, I'm barely touching it because I just can't handle it. But the sugar in the mind, like I'm telling you, like there is, maybe not everybody, but certain people might be like definitely a predisposition for that.
Well, I think like you said, we probably have no idea how much it's affecting us until you take it out of your life.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know.
It's
part of your
like
life.
a veil is like pulled over your face and you're like, you just have better cognitive response. You're clearer in your thought. You know me, I'm all over the place, like all the time, you know, and that coupled with other shit, like you're just like a bot, man. Like I can't explain it. It's an interesting experience. But then again, most people might just feel like that. And that may just be me because I've never really lived like that.
Sure.
You know, I don't know. Maybe it's not unusual, but I definitely noticed.
I mean, they say sugar is as addictive as any god off, you know, coke, heroin, any terrible thing. Sugar's right there, caffeine.
Oh no, for sure. And again, like I'll notice this later. You know what I mean? Like I will notice a difference after drinking this. You know what I mean? Maybe not the alcohol, but just in general, I certainly will. But again, it hasn't been daily in my life anymore, and I wouldn't even call it moderate because it's barely moderate.
Yeah,
you know.
Right.
But all in all, I'm giving it an A+.
Yay! A solid grade.
Solid A+.
That is amazing.
I go to the doctor next week.
For your next checkup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at my blood test, make sure, you know.
And then when can you have the meds reevaluated?
I gotta make an appointment with the other guy.
So
with the cardiologist guy, which, you know, again, like unfortunately, because I just do what I want. But I have already like reduced a lot of my medicine except the blood pressure one. I didn't fuck with that. But I went down to like half of the blood thinner. I went down to half of the other pill for the angina. And they're working. Like I don't feel a difference.
Excellent.
You know what I mean?
Excellent.
So that was kind of from after the surgery, it just kind of happened accidentally because I was just like really skeevy about like putting less stuff in my stomach, and those pills are like, you know, big and you couldn't cut them and stuff. So, but you know, no problems with the heart since then, and everything just kind of fallen in line. So.
Well, we said that before your surgery. Like, there's no way that you're going to lose all this weight and just everything to stay the same. Like, we weren't buying that. Like, we're going to see some major changes.
I think what I would like to see is that I get down to like 25 milligrams instead of 75. I'm already on like a low dose, but you know, get that down and see how that works. And then, you know, eventually next, you know, 50 pounds, get checked again. Because again, I don't have high blood pressure, but I'm on fucking blood pressure medicine. So it's a weird situation.
That is strange.
You know, I don't want to be on things that I'm need for the rest of my life. So
right. But it's important that, you know, you're educating on that because it's not smart to just jump off something, you know.
No, that has,
you don't want to take all that into your own hands.
Right. Because again, you know, there's certain things I don't understand about my condition. You know what I mean? And I never ask, or you don't ask the right questions, you know, like, you know, I know what you're missing on it, but I feel good. I feel like I'm on the right path. There's a lot of things that I just want to do to keep myself motivated. You know,
is the love from Itchy helping?
It's completely there.
Good. Very easy support dog.
That's my best friend. You're always at like keep your enemies close to you. That's our relationship.
Auntie's so silly.
What have you been doing?
Oh, well, I've dove into menopause since the last time we spoke. That's true. Okay, so interesting story.
Yes.
3.5 years, almost exactly, I went on birth control. I had a huge bone tumor. You guys have heard the story. I had a huge bone tumor in my hip, so my periods were just god awful. You know what I mean? Just ungodly pain. So finally went on a real low dose birth control just to control that. But the one I was on, I never got a period. So you never stopped that pill. You never took the placebo pill. It was just nonstop pills. This real low dose estrogen, and is it progesterone in that too?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, just real low doses.
Estradiol or estradiol. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever stroke fest they give, whatever fake hormones they're shoving into your body. So whatever, I did that for a few years, no questions asked. Don't have to worry about getting pregnant. But this year specifically, I'm all over the place. Like, I'm not feeling right. I'm getting hot flashes. I'm still not getting my period, but I feel like I'm going nuts. You know, my mental place is all over the place. I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm crying. Like, nothing makes any sense. So finally make an appointment to go back to the gynecologist to get, what's the blood test?
FSH, follicle
stimulating hormone. So they say, you know, if you're in this range, you're in this part of your cycle, this range, this part of your cycle, whatever. But if you're, you know, the numbers are higher and you're into that 30 plus range, you're pretty much in menopause, you know, so your body is kind of done.
Which is a side note, you've been wearing this for like 7 or 8 years.
I wanted this since I gave birth at 39.
Come on,
right. Careful what you wish for, guys. Apparently it's not a picnic. So I get the test back and, you know, the numbers are, I think it was like 35 or something. So I'm into menopause. Doctor's like, you know, you don't need contraception. You're old as fuck. Like you're going to start going through some shit.
Raw dog on it.
Now, what she doesn't say is what you can do to help this. You know, are there natural ways to, you know, not have hot flashes and, you know, to even out your hormones potentially, or, you know, so I start talking to people who are not doctors and I find out all kinds of amazing information. You know, Carrie in California, she's my go-to. She's like a shaman up in the mountains of Northern California. Shaman. No, man. Is that a person? Is that a thing? No. I think it is. Sha. So anyway, she's just this guru of health and wellness and natural. And so I talked to her and she gives me just this list of things down to making your own calcium using eggshells. She's like, look it up on YouTube. So you guys look that up. Making your own calcium, like literally powdered calcium that you can take from your eggshells that you would just throw away or put in your plants or whatever. Right. Yeah. Super cool. So calcium was big. Magnesium is big, which I just started magnesium about a week ago. So I'm getting there. What else? B vitamins, but you got to be careful because some of those have cyanide. Why wouldn't they? Why would your vitamins have cyanide in them?
You taught me about that, like the researching just each vitamin because
it's just fuckery.
How are you made? How is this done?
Like, yeah. So you got to look into that. And then the other end of that is Carol, who does like body reading. She literally like reads your body, reads your energy, and kind of lets you know where you're at and some of that. So I started a liver detox, a real slow, low dose to try and, you know, help clean myself out. And again, with that, it's got to be no alcohol. I got to cut down on sugar, cut down on, you know, everything.
Right.
But what they did both say was healthy fats and meat were like 1 and 2 what needs to go into your body. Which is exactly opposite of what, you know, mainstream would tell you to do.
No,
like, you know what I mean?
Something that
so
you
it makes
really
me think it works.
This is how we do it now.
Right, opposite.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little things I think that I could start trying. You know, I got a little hormone support that something bark. I don't even remember the ingredients. Maybe we'll talk about that next time. But there's some ingredients that are supposed to help with like the hot flashes and that.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing right now. Like, why am I wake up in a pool of my own sweat?
Do you? Okay.
Like I literally don't take a shower
like
overnight.
Every day, or is it just like
it's not? It's all over the place. But it, knock on wood, has only been at night for me.
Okay.
Where a lot of people, like, you know, their husband will walk in the door and
they're
they'll have
at the grocery store, like feeling close.
I'm gonna kill the guy next to me. You know, so knock on wood, I haven't had any of that. But the emotional shit, weight gain, you know, like holding weight in my belly, which I never had in my life. Just,
no,
you know,
you've always had that flat.
Right. The only thing I've had going for me my entire life was like small waist. Like, you know, like,
but as far as the shape goes, it's always been like
right. And now it's
hard,
right. And now it's not like it's soft and it's driving me fucking nuts. You know what I mean? So, but then there's issues to that. Like I got this bad back, so I can't work out like I want to. And there's a lot. I'm old, guys. I'm just
you're my
fucking old. So. If you know anything to get under 49, let me know. Apparently I'm over it.
But, you know, I think there's other things that are going to cheers. It's okay. But other things come in and change. Like, what used to say? It was something about like, you know, I don't know, you know, like as you get older as women, like, you know, God helps us by making your eyesight worse, you know, those kind of things. You know, like,
I'm sorry, I can't hear you anymore.
Right, exactly. Just checking the fuck out. But I mean, there's, on one hand, I understand that, and I know you're going to get through it because you're constantly searching for resolution and a better way to support your health and your well-being.
Right.
And
a lot of it's probably trial and error.
I mean, 100%. And we could look to our moms because, understandably, our moms are going to share the most in common with through those changes. You know? So what their experience is like is probably going to look a lot like what ours is going to look like.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because I actually went to your mom about it.
Yeah.
Because my mom had just lost my dad. She lost my dad at 50. Yeah. She wasn't in menopause yet, but literally that shock, like her whole body, like threw up her whole body. So like from that day on, she never had a period again. So she didn't go through the regular like menopause. Yeah. So she has like no recollection of besides losing her fucking mind. Like she has no.
No, and how do you even
But your mom was very helpful.
Yeah. Oh, good.
And how it was slow. Like,
she said it was real
for a couple. You might be a couple few years to like really get all the way through this process where your body just evens out. But Carrie did mention like how like liberating it is. Like once you get to that point, you're like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? It's a different part of being a woman.
Right.
Like
it's like going into puberty, but reverse.
Right. Like and I told Reggie that this morning. I was like, I've had 37 years of that. Like a long fucking time. Like 37 years of menstruation.
Yeah, and I haven't because I started real late. I was 17 the first time, and then getting into I was 18, and then I only had like 2 periods a year forever.
Yeah,
I said,
and I wasn't. I was like 12, and it was like bam, 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 bam. Like, it was crazy
until I had Eliana. I wasn't, like that. So now it's like that. Yeah, and every 20 days on the fucking dot, yo.
We're still here. Hi.
No, but it's good because how would I know again? Like going into menopause, like how do you know when things have to change unless you have something to,
right,
show you that?
Yeah, no, exactly. So if you have any menopause tips, preferably natural, throw them at us. You know what she did say though, and I know a lot of people revert to this, and I don't know enough about it, so I'm not giving any kind of opinion, but she said like at all costs, do not do hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
She's like don't even let that cross your mind. Like go through the depths of hell before you even
I would think that you'd have to be pretty well in a bad place mentally, like having psychological effects that are tumbling out of it, where you then decide to go back on some type of estrogen to like help you balance that out or to wean you off over time, which is kind of like what the pill is doing for you.
Right.
Like you're getting estrogen in these premenopausal. You know, we're scientists. But I mean, so I can't even imagine like where you have to be to like try to get back in that to like let this be easier. But I'm sure there's people out there that really fucking suffer too.
Yeah, and it's like the mental struggle, like you said, is a big part of it. I wake up and I don't want to fucking do anything. Like I'm gonna lay here all fucking day today. Fuck you, fuck my husband, fuck my son, like fuck the mail, fuck cooking, fuck right. And Netflix. Netflix and a heating pad. Here at my list. Well, I'll smoke a bowl, obviously. I mean, Mary Jane's not off limits. Come on, guys.
Well, but even in life, like without menopause, those are just parts of your cycle anyway.
I've only had a couple days like that. But I've had a couple of those days. Like I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to look at it. I want to like fucking lay here and not even think. Like, that's what that's
strange because for you, you'd still push through a lot of stuff to push yourself
and I didn't want to.
Schedule.
Like, I really don't want to.
It's amazing.
And maybe that's the liberating part. Like, I say I don't give a fuck about a lot of stuff, but I do actually. It weighs on me and eats at me, and for me to some days be able to just say fuck it, it's probably good.
No, well, I think it's helping with the other thing where you're just kind of reinventing yourself. How do I handle things when they come my way?
Right.
How am I treating myself while these things are going on? Like, how am I maintaining my health, my mental health? Like, what am I doing?
Well, I'm glad you said that too. How am I treating myself? Because they mentioned that too. Like, go easy on yourself. This is all new. Like, this is all like literally, like you said, like coming into a new body. Like, you don't know, and you can't be mad at yourself for this natural process you're not stopping.
No.
So
you have to
whatever we can do to stay positive or in a nice frame of mind.
And maybe a good way to retrain yourself too, because even though you're feeling like this now, adjusting and adapting are very hard things to do when you're a person of schedule.
Right.
Especially when it's not going to be long term.
Right.
So that's
we don't even know how long.
No, right. I mean, this week, like you said, having shorter days and stuff, like you're well balanced enough to know, like, if I did this, I'm staying in bed for 3 weeks, like you would force yourself out of this, adapt differently.
Yeah.
But you have to feel how it's going, let it come through you and then adjust.
Yeah, and let it be okay. Like you said, like, just let it be okay. It's okay to just be in a funk once in a while.
It literally is.
You don't have to beat yourself up over it. You're human.
Absolutely. And you have support. you know?
Yeah.
So this is the other key to that too, you know, support. You don't have to feel bad about caring about yourself or letting yourself, you know?
Yeah. Something else I learned since our last show, which is really cool. I think I talked to you about it, is the music and the meditation and like the 432 hertz, like that, like tuning the music to that level. And I don't know enough about music, so I hope I'm speaking where it makes sense, but you can look it up, you know, you can look up the 432 hertz, but vibration. The vibration. So it's in tune with like the earth and the trees and the plants and the herbs, and everything is like in this tone. So there was a few artists, Bob Marley, John Lennon, Jimi Hendrix. There was a few like huge artists that all of their music was like set to, which makes so much sense. I mean, you hear Bob Marley and just like, oh yes, like you don't have to be high. That's a nice bonus, but
no, it also explains like when you take off your shoes and listen to it, now you're completely grounded.
Yes, yeah. Oh my God, I saw a video on that. This guy,
my sister's like all about the feet right now.
Oh, it's incredible. This guy did a video where he why is my fucking face itching? Is that part of menopause? I'm like, Jesus. It was he grounded himself. So he put this wire with metal duct tape onto his bed, the bed he slept in, brought it out the window down through the ground, and put the other tip of it into the ground, like into the dirt, and slept like that.
Right.
He like reversed chronic pain. He had like cysts in a couple of his organs that fucking disappeared. He had what was the other like crazy thing?
Now, did it have something to do with like a current, like electrical current?
It was, he just called it grounding. Like, I don't know. It was somewhere like not just grounding like your feet, like you're saying, like be barefoot and get the fuck outside.
No, I've seen this.
It was like his whole body.
He built a device.
He was like bringing the earth energy to his body, and that's how he slept, like in his bed. So he'd like wake up re-energized and like healed. Like he was just healing and healing and healing. Like, oh my God, do I want to do something like that?
I saw that video because he was trying to do something with it in a bigger way, like a mass way, or showing people how to do it.
Yeah, and there's a young kid who's got this technology where he's doing insane things like that. So he'll probably be hung from a door handle very soon.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like vibrations and getting that connection. I guess the same reason why we don't have access to, you know, shrooms legally or any type of psychedelic.
Right.
You know, because when you feel things like that, you can't explain it to people that haven't tried it. It's very hard to.
Right.
And it's even hard to convince people to do it after you've tried to explain the experience.
Well, it scares the shit out of them.
Well, it's
it's so intriguing.
I mean, right.
Like as crazy as my brain is, I want to go balls deep in there. I want all of it. I want to know what the fuck's happening as much as humanly possible. If I go on some crazy ayahuasca trip and in my mind it's 24 days and it's really only 2 seconds, like I know.
But since you can tell me that story, I'd be like, yes, and then you know, for other people, you know, depending on what your experience is with any type of mind altering anything, like, you know, you could really like
it might be a little
for madness about that. So but no, but one of the things I was worried about from the surge is like that, because man, how long I've been chasing like mama ayahuasca like forever.
Right.
It's part of something I've always wanted to really do like on that journey. So I was like kind of worried about that now with the stomach thing, but I don't know. I'll worry about when it's actually a fucking time for me to worry about it.
Yeah, because how does that work? Is it just absorb in the stomach, or is that like as soon as it fucking hits you? It's just in you.
So I don't know.
What I mean, like I don't know enough about it.
Every special I've ever seen, you know, it wasn't like just this little cup. It was a whole experience. You know, drinking it.
Sometimes drinking, sometimes smoking. I've seen a few different.
Like I probably do something more smoking intense way, just because eating it
or drinking it.
Right, because I don't have a stomach. Like, my food doesn't go to my stomach anymore, so it just goes right to my intestine where I have malabsorption anyway. So like I don't really know what that would look like.
Probably just differently, like you said, the smoking or something.
Yeah, I think probably something more. You
got to know what you're doing. You know, just wander off into a street corner and do that. Like you got to be with people that know what they're doing. You know, like we said, shaman or people that are experienced in this. Or if you can't get to South Africa or South America, maybe.
Right,
Colorado or California. The
desire with it isn't like take a fucking tab like as in like shred. Like, that's not my desire for it. Where I've had
I want the secrets of the fucking universe. I want the God particle. I want it all.
I know those are in me.
Right.
You know, like they're not. Like it's not. You know, that person's there or whatever. But I know the answers are in here. Like I have the answers. Like how do I get them? How do I open up the box?
Yeah.
You know. So.
And now we're a month into where I'm really into the meditation more, and I've tried different forms, the vagus nerve opening. I tried different forms of that. Really fucking cool. I sent you one yesterday that was really fucking cool. And the music, this 432 hertz, and it brings you to a place that
Yeah.
you're not normally in. And if you can be in a nice, quiet, dark, not pitch black, but like a calming, darker area, no noise, and really get there mentally, it's fucking cool, guys. Like I've told Lo a few times I've slipped into where I thought I was sleeping, but I know I wasn't asleep. That's how deep like your body goes into like a trance state where you're seeing what they're telling you you're seeing. Like if you're there, like you're in it, you're in the portal on the way to, Never Land and being greeted by astral.
Yeah. What a great feeling to feel like that power of yourself over your mind.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like to have control over that, because it's such an automatic process all the time.
And imagine if we can do that ourselves with just, closing our eyes and thinking. Yeah. Imagine what we could do with some help or with some guidance or with, a plan. Right?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, Lo.
I know.
We've only just begun. We got a lot to do, guys.
Yeah, for sure. We should definitely, this should be like one of our goals. Like I got bucket list stuff, but we should definitely have, like I've watched so many like ayahuasca and DMT like specials. Like if we ever decide to do it together.
Oh, we gotta record it.
Like it has to be like a documentary.
100%. I mean, you have my solemn oath. I don't care how fucking crazy it gets, you can watch it.
Yeah.
Because it'll help somebody for sure.
No, I mean, I think it's just right, because it's just such, I don't want to say it's like out of reach, but for people that don't seek it, it's out of reach.
Well, it's terrifying. It's like scary drugs. That's why they're illegal, because they're terribly, dangerous, scary drugs like cannabis.
Yeah.
That shit'll get you.
But I think how freeing it can be, like, again, we're going through life and we're holding on these experiences and they are completely shaping who we are. These experiences from the time of the womb to whatever things we don't remember have already shaped us. I think what an amazing thing being on those types of guidance to be able to kind of bring back the clock through that, feel that, but see it from your perspective now and being able to understand it, being able to shape that, change that.
Oh, we've been through so much more.
And and there's all the fun stuff, of course, like DDs and whatever, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
At the core of that is just something else, about the soul and like the human experience. And I think that's just probably the most.
Oh, I'm yearning for that. Like
I think so, because it's if you're looking at it this way, it's like the great truth, right? Or the doorway to finding it eventually.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like not like one time, but like it's a journey of itself, you know, to like wash away all this fucking
and I want to
stuff.
so bad.
Yeah.
All the bullshit, all the money and work and there's no fucking way that's why we're here. Like there's no fucking way.
No, I like that. I like it because it's a means to something, but I don't buy into it anymore. Like I work to afford things for my family. Like that's it. You know, I take pleasure in some of the things I do and the people I meet and things like that. But we've always been like connection driven fucking people.
Oh yeah.
For whatever reason.
And the more sustainable we become, the less we'll need to work.
No, exactly.
And do these things that, just take our time that we're not guaranteed.
Yeah. I feel like life will take us there regardless.
I agree.
Yeah. If we're trying to, or if the circumstances around us make it that way.
Yeah.
We're ready.
We are ready.
Look at this baby boy. Well, we've done a lot. We've gone through menopause, life transformations, and a teaser to a DMT documentary where we're there.
And we're not even to Christmas.
This is why we do shows once a month. There's so much going on.
Oh, shall we?
Oh, yes, Mama. Thank you.
Guys, thanks for being here with us.
As always.
And whether you are watching us, the fuckery that is us all day, every day.
Double the fucks.
Or listening to us. If you're in the car, like, what the fuck are these two talking about now? Thank you.
Come on, say it to our face.
I dare you. I mean, have a lovely day and one love.
One love. Oh, the mouse is upside down.
Fuck that mouse.
Oh my.